Hello everyone, welcome back to the studio. Today is the start of something new. I had made guides for various Don't Starve characters beforehand, but since then everyone has received their refreshes and are now receiving unique skill trees with new powers and abilities. This is the start of something I will be continuing for a while. For at least once a month, I will be making a remastered guide for characters who have received a skill tree, discussing their skills as well as their old and new traits from the reworks. But enough of this intro, let's get to talking about the person who got the last refresh and the first skill tree, Wilson, the Gentleman Scientist. Taking a look at the compendium first up, Wilson, at heart, is truly a man of science. It's hard for him to resist the call of the unknown. He is your standard when it comes to stats, as he gives us 150 health and hunger and 200 sanity for us to play with. His mind is set on conquering this world, so let's give that world to him, shall we? Wilson doesn't enter this world with a lot of unique skills, unlike most characters in this game. However, he does offer one. Upon the end of 4 days, you'll notice some hair growing upon his chin. This is his beard, specifically his short beard. Whenever there is any hair on this man's face, this will provide a little bit of insulation, which basically means it will help you stay warmer in winter but hotter in summer. In this short beard state, it will offer 15 insulation. The beard shall become long after 8 days and will provide 45 insulation. And with the truly magnificent beard growing upon the following of 16 days, and will give a large 135 insulation to your person. But wait, there's more! It is recommended to shave at the beginning of summer, but you can shave just whenever you wish. Shaving will make the beard go down to its previous stage, and will give 6 beard hair when going from magnificent to long, 2 hairs when going from long to short, and only 1 when going short to, well, nothing. This will give 9 beard hair in total, which you can use for meat effigies or beard hair rugs, which I find disgusting, but this will also provide 10 sanity with each shave, so going from magnificent to nothing will give you 30 sanity in total. And now we shall move into the talk of Insight and Wilson's skill tree. Over the course of 68 total days, Wilson and nearly everyone else will gain a total of 15 insight points. These can then be spent on character-specific skill trees, which all look something like this. In Wilson's tree, there are 26 different skills, but only 15 points, so you'll have to pick and choose which skills you want to play with, and you can only reset the skill tree whenever you select your character, whether that be through starting a new world, or by the means of the Celestial Portal. Wilson has 4 trees, those being Torch, Alchemy, Beard, and Affinity, with each giving him something special. We'll start with discussing his Torch tree. The first column is Torch Longevity. When unlocked, these will increase a torch's durability. A normal torch will last for 1 minute and 15, or 75 seconds. The first longevity skill will make torches last for 100 seconds. Skill 2 will make that 125, and with all the skills unlocked, that jumps to double, and will last for 2 minutes 30, or 150 seconds. Torch Range is next, and that is pretty self-explanatory. With each skill unlocked, it will increase a torch's light radius, and you can see it in play when I unlock the skill one by one here. And finally on the torch tree, we have Torch Toss. Whenever you have a torch in hand, you will always have the option to right-click to throw it, making it land right side up and giving off light to the surrounding area. Honestly, it's pretty fun to use. However, you'll have to purchase 3 previous torch skills in order to get the option to obtain this one. The second tree is Alchemy, and I'll try to make this quick. These will all give Wilson new transmutation crafting recipes, allowing him to turn resources that he may have an abundance of into resources that might be scarce in his pockets. The first transmutation skill must be unlocked before going down any of the other columns. Transmutation skill allows him to turn 3 twigs into a single log and 1 log into 2 twigs. As with all of these skills, if you keep transforming the resources back and forth, you will lose the original number of resources. The left column allows Wilson to transmute ores and minerals. Level 1 will allow 3 rocks to be able to be turned into 1 flint, 2 flint into 1 rock. Level 2 is 3 niter into a gold nugget and 2 nuggets into 1 niter. And finally, level 3 will allow 2 cut stone to be made into 1 marble into 1 cut stone, and 2 marble into a moon rock. The center column are gem mutations. Level 1 will allow you to make 2 red gems into 1 blue gem and 2 blue into a red, and 1 of each to make a purple, which was already an ability for everyone, but that was locked behind a prestidigitator, and we all know Wilson hates magic. Level 2 will allow 3 purple gems to make 1 orange gem, and 3 orange gems into 1 yellow gem. Level 3 will let us turn 3 yellow gems into a green one, and finally, 1 of each color gem to make 1 iridescent gem. This final skill can help turn 1 dragonfly kill into an easy access to the archives. You will see an experiment in the gameplay footage where I try to turn a stack of red and blue gems into eventually an iridescent gem. It took a total of 41 red and blue gems each until they were transformed into an iridescent gem. The skills in the right column are named Icky transmutations. First level allows 3 morsels to turn into 1 meat and then 1 meat into 2 morsels. Again, you'll lose the initial amount of food, but this does reset the spoilage timer for the food, which can be useful. Second level can turn 2 beard hair into a beefalo wool and 2 beefalo wool into a beard hair. Lastly, the third level of Icky transmutations can turn 6 rot into 1 manure, 2 hound teeth into a bone shard, and 2 bone shards into 1 single hound tooth. God, glad that's out of the way. Next is the beard tree. First column gives higher insulation for your beard at different levels. Level 1 will boost it by 20%, level 2 by 40%, and level 3 by 70%. And on screen will be the insulation levels after each skill is unlocked. Column 2 is beard growth, meaning your beard will take less days to grow to the next stage. The original allows the beard to grow after 4, 8, and 16 days. With level 1 that goes to 3, 7, and 15 days. Level 2 goes to 3, 6, and 12, and the final level will make the beard grow within 2, 5, and 10 days, which means you can nearly grow your beard out twice before winter arrives. Here is another graph if you are having trouble understanding that, but as a random note, when I was playing I actually ran into the benevolent Rabbit King, which is something I've never really seen in game before, so sorry, I'm getting off track. With any 3 of the beard skills unlocked will allow you to choose the skill Beard Hair Storage. While the concept may be disgusting, this will allow you to store most perishables, giving a max of 3 extra slots when you have the magnificent beard. This doesn't slow the food from spoiling, but it does hide meat items from creatures like bunny men, so as long as you don't pick the meat out of your beard like I did, you'll be safe from these vegans. Finally, Wilson's Affinity Tree. To gain access to these skills, you need to have already spent a minimum of 12 insight points on any of the previous skills listed before. But this is the tricky bit. You also need to have found and defeated either or both of the game's endgame bosses, those being the Ancient Fuel Weaver or the Celestial Champion. Fuel Weaver will unlock the Shadow Courtier skill, and while the Champion will give you the Lunar Innovator skill. Also, you can only choose and benefit from one of these skills. Shadow Courtier will give you 3 more transmutation crafts, all of which are shadow related, turning 1 piece of Dreadstone into 2 pure horrors, 3 pure horrors into a Dreadstone, and 1 pure horror into 2 nightmare fuel. As an added bonus for helping the Shadow Queen, Wilson will be able to deal 10% more damage to lunar aligned creatures, while taking 10% less from the shadow aligned ones. Lunar Innovator will do the same as Shadow Courtier, but it's all lunar related. Who would have guessed? Wilson will then be able to turn 3 infused Night Shards into 1 pure Brilliance and a pure Brilliance into 2 infused Moon Shards. The spoilage refresh from before also carries to these skills, which is helpful because infused moon shards turn to regular moon shards in like 12 minutes or a day and a half, so this can be helpful if you don't have access to bundling wraps. The Cryptic Founder will also provide the same 10% defense instead for lunar creatures, and 10% more damage to the Shadow Aligned. I was going to talk about planar damage and defense, but it's something that's just way too complicated and isn't exactly relevant to someone like Wilson, so I'll finish the video with this. Wilson's favourite food. Wilson must be a morning person as his favourite is bacon and eggs, requiring a minimum of 1.25 points of meat value and 2 points of egg items, and a filler that is not a vegetable. This meal can give 20 health, 5 sanity. For everyone else it would give 75 hunger, but for Wilson it will give him 90. Here are some examples that I pulled from the wiki that would produce bacon and eggs. However, please note, the double monster meat and double egg recipe can possibly produce monster lasagna, so, be careful with that. And that is a wrap of my complete Wilson guide and part 1 of this series. Hope you can take this information and be able to apply it whenever you play as Wilson, and I will see you next time when we cover Wolfgang in his entirety. Bye everyone.